What's up, guys? Today we're going to be talking about E3 2015. Before we get started, yes, I know my bed's not made. There's no point in me making it up. I'm getting ready to get into it. Just got home from work. Gotta be up at 5:30 a.m. to go to work tomorrow. Oh, yeah. So anyway, E3 2015 was awesome. Wow, is there a lot of games that were really good. These are all the games that I'm interested in. This is a whole list of everything that I found moderately, or at least moderately interesting. Some of the stuff I'll talk about that I wasn't super excited for. But E3 2015 was great for the actual games. This was the best E3 in a very long time. The only E3 similarly that can rival it is probably E3 2013, where they announced the new consoles and that had some hype behind it. But in terms of actual games, E3 2013 really wasn't that great either. And E3 2014, I honestly don't remember a single game that I was hyped for after E3 20. I don't remember hardly anything about last year's E3, so it must have just been horrible. So anyway, let's get started. At the top of the list, new IP, Horizon Dawn Zero. This trailer, it's one of the, you gotta watch it for the first like 3 minutes. The first 3 minutes of this trailer are pretty dreadful. It's this female voice going like, "This is what happened when the Fire Nation attacked." Not really that. I know some people are probably like, "Oh my god, Avatar game!" No, it's not that. But like, it's this long ass story, and then like the trailer starts up, and then it kind of surprises you because it's like mech. It's fucking robots that take over the Earth, but like you're not really expecting it to be robots. You're expecting it to be like some sort of pandemic typical bullshit. The way it's done is very cool. Then they show some gameplay, which looks pretty darn awesome. It's like Skyrim, sort of, but you're fighting robots. That's kind of the way I looked at it. So that's good. Next game, Dishonored 2. I'm looking forward to that a lot. I played the first Dishonored, actually did a Let's Play of it on my channel, and it's very good. I like that you're going to be able to play as Emily Calden, which was the little girl from Dishonored that you were escorting or taking care of, whatever. That is interesting. I like that a lot. It looked very cool. It looked like she had some pretty cool abilities and stuff. I know in the Dishonored DLC where you get to play as the other assassin guy, he's got different like magical abilities that are pretty cool, so looking forward to that a lot. Halo 5. They didn't really show much of Halo 5, but I'm still looking forward to it. They showed the crazy Titanfall mode where that's going to be Halo, but like tons of stuff on the map, like tons of AI Spartans, tons of grunts, and basically multiplayer, but where you fight the stuff that you would fight in the campaign, like the guys with the big armor, with the plasma rifles and the shields, and they walk around, you gotta shoot them in the stomach. I can't remember the names of them, but you fight that kind of stuff as well as other players, so it's like Titanfall where you're killing AI, and that's part of it, as well as killing other players. It's an interesting game mode. We'll see how it works in Halo. It looks like it could be a huge clusterfuck, but I hope they pull it off. I hope Halo 5 is good. So far, what I've seen of Halo 5 has been pretty good. They've got this development development documentary that they do on their YouTube channel that's very good, so I'd recommend checking that out if you're interested in the game. It's very cool. Ooh, big one. Final Fantasy VII Remake. So, yeah, buddy. They're actually remaking it. Not like an HD remake with old shitty graphics. They're actually going back and redoing the entire game with PS4 graphics. That's apparently coming out very soon, like around this Christmas soon. So I was not expecting that. I was assuming that was going to be something they just like tease us along with over time, but nope, that's coming out I read that on a Yahoo article, so I don't know how legitimate that is, but I heard like this holiday season that it could happen. So I don't think they've released an official release date, but it could happen pretty soon. Xbox One Elite controller. This is obviously not a game, but yeah, looks like Scuff Gaming has some competition with the new Xbox Elite controller. Now, it does cost $50 more than the Scuff controller, but it looks a lot higher quality, and I know that Scuff is probably pissed. And a lot of people are thinking that there's no way this can compete with Scuff. Scuff's been making these controllers for a long time. I don't know, man. Microsoft has a lot of money, and they had a lot of money to throw a lot of engineering at this thing. And so far, from what I've seen of the controller, it looks like it'll be pretty darn good. I'm not saying it's going to be better than Scuff. I'm hoping that I need a controller like a Scuff or a I guess new Xbox Elite controller for the Xbox if I plan on playing Halo, because I've got a Scuff for my PS4. It's over there somewhere. But I've got a scuff for my PS4. Man, I can't play with FPS games without that scuff. It's such a huge advantage. If you think it's not a big advantage, you're so wrong. It is so fucking big in COD, and in games like COD and Halo, and yeah, especially like Advanced Warfare. That game in particular with the boost jumping, that shit's just overpowered as fuck. So, yes, I am looking forward to that. I want to see if they have it in a Best Buy or like, you know, out on display somewhere before I buy it, because I don't know. The Xbox One controller is smaller than the Xbox 360 controller, and you know, I just want to feel it before I buy it, because it is $150. But I'm someone that will put that down if it works out well. So, anyway. Rise of the Tomb Raider. Excited for this. I really like the most recent Tomb Raider game. I thought that was very good. I am kind of disappointed that this is an Xbox One timed exclusive, meaning that it comes out on the Xbox One for, I don't think they've said how long it's going to be out on the Xbox One before it comes out on other stuff. It is coming out for multi-platform, PC, PS4, but who knows when? I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a month. Maybe it's going to be 6 months. But it's going to be out on the Xbox One exclusively for a certain period of time, and that will probably that'll probably keep me from playing the game. I have an Xbox One, but I don't want to play that. I would much rather play on my PC if I can. I'm a PC gamer at heart. I have both consoles, both PS4 and Xbox One, but I would much rather play that game on the PC because that's where I played the first one. So, looking forward to that game. It'll probably be pretty good. Gears of War 4. They didn't show shit about this game in terms of gameplay. They showed a trailer, which was kind of boring, to be honest. Most of it was pretty boring. They didn't show that much gameplay. They kind of just showed a bunch of bullshit, people running around. I mean, if you're a Gears of War fan, I'm sure you'll love it, but whatever. I mean, I hope the game is good. I like Gears of War. I'm not a huge fan, I can't say that, but I like it. It's fun, whatever. But in more Gears of War news, Gears of War 1 is coming to the PC. Again. Yeah, again. I'm almost 100% sure it came out on the PC before, but I think they're doing an HD remake or something, bring it out on the PC again. I think the multiplayer is included in this. I might pick that up. I think it's going to be $15 for Gears of War 1 on the PC, so, you know, I might pick it up just to play the multiplayer. I think Gears of War, I've always said this, I think you can go back and watch some of my older Gears of War videos, where I was saying that Gears of War on PC, I think, would be the preferable way to play it, just because I think that the Lancer would be perfectly balanced with the shotgun if you had PC aim, like PC mouse controls with the Lancer, I think would bring it more in line with the Gnasher, because the Gnasher, in basically all of the Gears of War games, has been just the best, just because of the control scheme, in my opinion, because you're playing with a joystick, and I just think it would be perfect with PC controls, and obviously you'd have better aim with the Gnasher as well, but anyway, I'm rambling. Let's see here. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. This is one that I wrote amazing beside. This game looks really fucking good, and it should be good based off of how long they've been working on it. They've been teasing this thing since like 2012 or something. I remember I uploaded one of the teaser trailers because I was kind of excited for it. I uploaded one of the teaser trailers back in like 2012. It's been a really long time that they've been teasing this game and prodding us along with it. Looks good. Those games are always good in terms of just like the detail. I uploaded the full E3 panel of it with its like 46 minutes long of gameplay. It's pretty darn good. Not a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, but I like that they put the detail in. They put like a similar amount of detail that like goes into like Fallout 4, where you can just tell they really craft these worlds and environments and stuff, and they take forever to come out with those games. So next up, Need for Speed. It's coming back, and I'm excited. I'm not a huge racing game fan, but I did like Need for Speed Underground and Need for Speed Underground 2, especially Need for Speed Underground 2. As racing games, I thought they were fun because they were more. I really don't like the racing games where it's like, hey, let's drive on our track with our $10 million cars. That's just not that intriguing to me. I like Need for Speed Underground 2, where you like take your shitty ass Honda Civic or whatever and put all this stuff on it and customize it and do all this crazy stuff to it and make it like better, and you just slowly go up the ranks. And I like the customizing consumer level cars part, and I like that it was on like streets and city environments and not on a track. Yeah, I like that a lot. So I'm happy that Need for Speed is coming back. I would assume that they're going with an Underground 2/Underground theme, because that was quite obviously, I'm not alone when I said that I like that and I'd like to see that come back. So I would be shocked if it wasn't that style of gameplay and style of a theme. Theme is the right word there. So yeah, cool. Unravel. So this is like a little indie Super Meat Boy-esque kind of game where you play as a piece of yarn and you use your yarn abilities. It's just a clever little indie game. Not much I can say about it. It's like your typical indie platformer with unique mechanic, but I kind of like those, so check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. It's made by EA, so don't think it's like an actual indie developer, but it's the indie style. You fucking get it, whatever. Star Wars: The Old Republic. What the fuck? I just said that. Star Wars: The Old Republic cinematic. Like the best cinematic at E3 by far. I kind of get giddy. I'm a little giddy right now thinking about it. It was so dope. It's so good. Even if you don't play Star Wars, even if you've never played SWTOR, have no intentions of playing SWTOR, go watch the cinematic for the new expansion. I think it's called I don't even know what it's called. It's like Revenge of the something, I think. But I don't know what it's called, but the cinematic was the best in the entirety of E3. It's the best thing I've ever seen in terms of a CGI cinematic. It's Star Wars being awesome while also telling a very cool little short story. It's good. Go watch it. I have a playlist. I'll link to a playlist of all of the stuff I like from E3. I uploaded all of it to my channel. And I'll just link a playlist and you'll be able to find it. Just, Control F, Star Wars: The Old Republic or SWTOR. You'll find it, whatever. You're not stupid. Very cool, though. Mirror's Edge 2. Meh. I hope I think it'll be a good game. I understand that people are excited for it. It's just not my cup of tea. I might try it out, but I wasn't blown away by anything, and I know it's got a very, what's the word for a small rabid fan base. There's a word for that. I don't know what it is, but I know that there's fans of the game, but I don't see the hype. I think it's going to be a good game, but whatever. Meh. It gets a meh there. There's some other mehs coming up. I know people are going to eviscerate me for saying that. Coon and Friends, the new South Park game, Fractured but Not Broken or some shit. I can't remember the name of it. Divided but Not Fractured. It's a dumb name. They should have just called it South Park Coon and Friends. Why the fuck didn't they call it South Park Coon and Friends? That would have been so much better. So anyway, they're making a South Park game. It's a sequel to The Stick of Truth. And I know I've said it a million times, but it's in the Coon and Friends universe. And I'm very excited for this. I love the first South Park game. Even though the gameplay was pretty you could manipulate the crap out of it. I don't want to say it's bad, but everybody found out ways to cheese it. And there was no actual difficulty there. I played on the hardest difficulty. And just bleeds were overpowered. And the combat was pretty bad, and they even said in the trailer for the new game that the combat in the old game sucked. They actually addressed it, and I just thought it's very cool. It's a very funny trailer. You can tell that they just tease the fact that they're making a South Park game. They tell you not to pre-order the game because it's a terrible idea. Just very cool. I like that. I like that last South Park game. I'll probably get Coon and Friends as well. And the South Park universe, it's the best. It's one of the best video game universes in my opinion. Just because South Park has been on TV for 13 years, they have so much material to work with. And the last game was just hilarious. I really enjoyed the last game a lot. So anyway, let's get on to the next thing. For Honor. So if you're a fan of that other game that's on Steam, that's $10, where you have the swords and you're in first person and you block and shit. I can't remember the name of it. I'll think of it in a second. I probably won't. But anyway, it's a game where you fight. I think this is in third person, so I guess it's not. It's Chivalry. It's not the same as Chivalry, because Chivalry's first person. This is third person, so it's more like Dark Souls PvP. The that's mixed. It's like Dark Souls PvP slash MOBA, where you fight and block and parry and position yourself and do all this stuff with swords and shields and axes and stuff like that. It's very cool. I am not super into stuff like that, but I can see why people are excited for it that are into stuff like that, because it looks pretty darn cool. I can't really explain it other than just go check it out. If you're into that kind of thing, I think you'll be impressed, because a lot of people are pretty impressed with it so far. The Division. Wow. Downgrade City on The Division. I remember seeing the Division trailer in 2013 thinking, there's no way this game's going to look like this when it comes out. And I was right, but I was not expecting it to be as downgraded as it was. It doesn't look like anything. Well, I shouldn't say that. It is very different from what they showed in 2013 in terms of graphics. The gameplay seems pretty cool, but I'm a very jaded MMORPG player, so a lot of the mechanics they were showing with like aggro, and there's a holy trinity system. There's tanks, healers, and DPS in the game. And they were showing that, and maybe it's just because I'm a super jaded MMORPG player and they're going to release this for consoles and people are going to go crazy. But for me, meh. It gets a meh for me. And they, however, I will say that the developer commentary trailer, this will be in the playlist as well that I link, where it's a Division trailer with commentary from the developer where they're talking about the features and like what people are doing in the particular trailer and how things work. That is very good. If you're interested in the game, I would check out that trailer in particular, because it's going to show you tell you a lot of really good information. So, yeah. But overall, meh for me on The Division. Rainbow Six Siege. Meh. Yeah, it gets a meh for me, just because I'm not into that kind of game, but they didn't really show anything super great at E3. If you're into hyper tactical shooters, I think you'll like this game a lot. But I'm really curious where this is going to sit in the FPS market, because I feel like the people that are into like really tactical stuff are already playing Counter-Strike, and they're already such big Counter-Strike fanboys, they're probably not going to leave. But maybe, I hope the game takes off, just because it is a very different FPS than most stuff out there. I can't think of any FPS like Rainbow Six Siege at all, in terms of like how tactical that game really is. So I hope it does well, I hope it does well just for that reason, just because it is something very new. Assassin's Creed. I am not even remotely excited at all for Assassin's Creed. They have really it's the same shit, man. I hate saying that, because I hate when people go, oh my god, Call of Duty's the same thing, whatever. And I sort of agree with that. I'll get to that later this year. But I'm not someone that's against annual releases. I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, I hate when they bring out new Battlefields every year, or new CODs or whatever. I'm not really against that, as long as the games are good. But man, the Assassin's Creed has just lost a lot of its flair. I did like the one where you go like in the Revolutionary period, where you can see George Washington. I thought that was interesting, because I wasn't expecting them to do that. But the Europe stuff, I mean, maybe it's because I'm American and America, fuck yeah, but man, I really thought, I don't remember which Assassin's Creed that was, but I thought that was an interesting premise, and I kind of liked it. Maybe, again, I honestly think it's because I'm American. I thought that's why it was cool. But shit, I don't even know where this next one is at. It's in Europe, right? In Britain? Fucking, I don't know, man, because they're all this goddamn same. So, whatever. Super meh on Assassin's Creed. The Last Guardian. This is a game that, again, this is not something that I will probably be big for, but I can understand why people are excited for it. It's a unique style game. It's interesting. I really can't explain it other than to go watch the trailer. It's like a somewhat of a puzzle platformer adventure game. It's kind of a mix of all of those. This is a sequel to Shadow of the Colossus, which came out on the PS2 forever ago. I would be hesitant with this game. I would not get super hyped for this game, just because generally when games have this long in between releases, there can be a lot of shit that goes wrong. So don't expect that same magic. If it happens, great. I hope it does. So far, it looks pretty cool. So, yeah, we'll see. No Man's Sky. This is an interesting exploration game where it is huge. Like, you could not, it is impossible for you to explore all of No Man's Sky. This is a game where you go, you're in the universe, and you go from planet to planet, galaxy to galaxy, and just explore planets. That seems to be the entirety of the game. And the worlds are procedurally generated, and the game is huge. Like, the planets that you visit in the game are as big as Earth. They are fucking huge. There is no way that you can explore all of this game. It's all procedurally generated. It's a cool concept. Will the worlds be detailed and creative enough to keep people interested? If they are, this game will be huge. But I have a feeling it's going to be pretty dull. The worlds are going to be very similar, and people are going to go, okay, this is a cool experiment, but it didn't really work. That's my prediction for this game. If the worlds are amazing and it's just like, whoa, every world is like completely different and very unique and cool, then this game will be awesome. But I think it's a great idea, and just the sheer scale of this game is fucking huge. Like, it is unbelievably massive how big this game is. I would check out the trailer just to see how big the actual game world is. What's next? Hitman reboot. Sequel, reboot, I don't know. They didn't really address this. I don't think anybody really knows. It's just called Hitman. And the trailer didn't really give away too much. Maybe a Hitman fan will know if it's a sequel or reboot. They're probably just calling it Hitman because the movie is going to be coming out around the time the game comes out. And they probably just did it for branding purposes. So, who knows? Trailer was pretty cool, but didn't show much other than that. So, whatever. I'm not a huge Hitman fan. So, if you're a fan of that, great. Call of Duty, back up. Uncharted 4. Good news first. Uncharted 4 looked amazing. They showed some gameplay of it. Looks fantastic. That game is going to fucking kick ass. I haven't heard anything about multiplayer with Uncharted 4. I'm assuming they're going to do it because they did it with Uncharted 3 and Uncharted 2, so I'm assuming multiplayer is going to be back. We'll see if that's PlayStation's answer to Gears of War, because I can't think of any other third-person shooter that the PlayStation has that's of that, like, tier, if that makes sense. So, yeah, but the single player, it'll be fucking amazing. That's what they showed at E3 with the driving down the mountain with the chase scene that was super cool. So, very excited for Uncharted 4. Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Super meh. And I am a Call of Duty fan. I've bought all the Call of Duties since not COD 4. I didn't buy COD 4 because I played that at a friend's house. But I bought them all since Modern Warfare 2. And bought them every year. I'm a fan of the series. I'm one of the people that doesn't subscribe, or used to subscribe to the, oh my god, it comes out every year, it's the same shit, COD is garbage, blah, 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 blah. I've always been a fan of the series. I thought the campaigns were always pretty good. I thought the multiplayer was pretty good. And up until recently, with Advanced Warfare and the skill-based matchmaking just being absurd and just constantly playing, like, tryhards every fucking game, and this wasn't something that was in the previous CODs, the whole, like, sheltering newer players from the veteran players, that sucks ass, because you can't actually feel yourself getting better at the game because you're constantly just facing the same fucking people over and over and over again, and the connections are shit because they're trying to face you with people of your similar skill level constantly in public matches. Again, if it was ranked, I wouldn't give a shit, but the brutal and honest truth of Call of Duty is I play Call of Duty to shit on people and go 64-0. I don't play Call of Duty to go 1-for-1, or even 2-for-1, or even 10-for-1. I get no joy out of that. I get joy out of 64-1, AC 130, raining down terror from the map, up from above. We got a runner. That's what I'm about, that AC 130 Modern Warfare 2 action. So, anyway, where the fuck was I going with this? Call of Duty has gotten incredibly stale for me personally. The skill-based matchmaking is part of it, but also, like, what the fuck? I'm sick of the future shit, man. Like, they teased the new Call of Duty back but like, they tweeted out something about Pearl Harbor, and I was like, fuck yes! World War II! We're going back. Just let's go back in time a little bit. There hasn't been a World War II shooter in so fucking long. And I understand that back in like 2000 or whatever, there was tons of them with Medal of Honor and Call of Duty, and there was just tons and tons and tons of World War II shooters. But there just hasn't been any for a while. And I think that it's been enough time and enough generations that the last time there was tons of World War II shooters was like on the GameCube. So, come on. It's time for some more World War II. Let's get some current gen stuff up in World War II. Dude, the new Call of Duty's flying around, wall running, stuff I'm not against, but I just, man, I hope it's good. If it's good, I'll buy it. If it's good, it doesn't have skill-based matchmaking in public social playlists, then I'll probably buy it. But, you know, there's a lot of competition for FPS right now, and I know it seems like stupid for me to complain about the skill-based matchmaking. Oh, you must suck if you don't like skill-based matchmaking. Anybody that types that has no idea what it's like to be like a 2.5 KD player and constantly face other dashboarding faggot 2.5 KD players, because it's just dreadful. It's fucking dreadful. And if the pros are fucking reverse boosting to have more fun playing the game, then I sure as fuck am not gonna have fun playing the game. So, yeah. Anyway, a lot of people probably won't understand where I'm coming from with that, but the people that do definitely know where I'm coming from. It's just not as fun. Like, the older CODs didn't have that shit, and that's why they were fun for me. So, anyway. Next up, Just Cause 3. They showed some gameplay of it. It looked ridiculously awesome. It's actually, I shouldn't say it's just as ridiculous. It is more ridiculous than the previous game. They showed this awesome scene where I can't remember the main character's name, but he grappling hooks this building, pulls himself up, does a backflip off a mountain, fucking paraglides into a missile, and then surfs on the missile. What else can you say about that game? So Just Cause 3, if you looks good. Batman Arkham Knight. Maybe I'll play it. I say maybe just because there's a lot of competition. There's a whole lot of competition. I haven't finished The Witcher 3. I've heard the PC port is shit. That's not good. I'm making this video on the day Arkham Knight just came out. Early reports from my YouTube comments are that the PC port is garbage, so that might sway me a little bit, but I do have a PS4 and Xbox One, so I might buy it on there. Who knows? So, I'm not a huge Batman fan, but the game looks good. Oh boy. Kingdom Hearts 3. It's coming out at some point. Okay, so let's talk about something ridiculous. Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, massive successes. Then they don't make one for 10 fucking years? Keep in mind, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 both came out on the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 3 has been out, how long was the last console generation? I want to say almost 10 years. The PS3 and Xbox One were out. How do you not make a new Kingdom? How is Kingdom Hearts 3 not on the PlayStation 3? I have no idea. But I'm happy that it's coming out at some point. I honestly can't say that it looked good. They did show a gameplay trailer. Some of that gameplay was from E3, 2 years ago? Fuck, man. Like, they didn't show much, and I can't say that it's going to be good. Voice crack. I can't say that it's going to be good. But I hope it's good, and I think it'll be good. I want it to be good so bad that it's gonna be good. So, you have my word on it. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Cool, but not for me. I don't think so. That's kind of a stealth-based game. It looks cool, though. If you like it, if you like those kind of games, go for it. Battlefront. Holy shit. So you can't talk about this E3 without Battlefront. That was hands down the one game that just everybody was going, there's no way it's gonna look that good at E3. Because they showed a teaser trailer where they had the stormtroopers and they were fighting the rebels in the jungle, and everybody was like, there's no way it's gonna look that good. There's no way it's gonna look that good. And they show this fucking trailer, and it looks that good. And everybody was like, what? Oh, it's so good. It looks so good. However, I do have some concerns with it. So, I believe it is, 30, locked at 32 players, 36 players. Now that I think about it, it might be like 42 or 46 player cap, but it's definitely not Battlefield's 64 player cap, which is something that a lot of people are concerned about, because the thing about Star Wars battles is that it's a lot of people, it's a lot of hectic, crazy action, and this trailer showed there being a ton of action, but again, it was a trailer. It was shown to make the game look good. It had some unrealistic scenarios in it where it had like people running ahead and getting sniped, and they made it look all cinematic, and in reality it won't look like that in terms of like RP, but looked pretty good. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe there'll be a beta where they let us play it and let us see, but what they showed looks fantastic, so I would absolutely recommend you check out that trailer. It's like 6 or 7 minutes of just raw multiplayer gameplay, and there's also a trailer for one of the missions where it's like you fight waves of stuff, and that looked fantastic graphically, even better than the multiplayer, just because, you know, it's not multiplayer, so they can crank it up a little bit because it's not as much going on. So Battlefront 3 looked very good. I hope the game is great. I do have some concerns with the player count. Maybe PC will get that bumped up player count. I know the consoles probably won't for processing reasons. Or maybe they cut it down, the max player count. Maybe they cut it down because there was too many people and it was too hectic. I hope it's that and not just because they don't want the game to run like shit. We'll just have to see. That's all you can really say. Dark Souls 3. They didn't show any gameplay, or at least I didn't see any. They showed a cinematic, looked pretty cool. That's all there was. Recore, this is a new Microsoft exclusive that is kind of interesting. They didn't show any gameplay, but the premise of the game based off of the cinematic looks pretty neat. I'd check it out. I like the universe. I like the theme of it so far anyway. Again, can't really say much, and I saved the best for last, at least for a lot of people. I'm not a huge Fallout fan, but man, do I respect this game. Fallout 4, wow, man, the wait was worth it in this case. The detail they put into these worlds and into these systems is insane. I can't believe the amount of just like care and detail that goes into everything. I know the graphics aren't amazing for this game, but I really don't think they could be, because they just there's no half-assing it in this game. This is the kind of like developer that'll put like textures and details underneath tables and shit. I was blown away by the amount of care and detail that goes into this game. One example is like with circuit boards, they went in and randomized the circuits lighting up, and they don't light up in the same patterns, and all the circuit boards have their own unique, like if you see like a big thing on a wall and it's blinking, they're all unique and independent, and they don't use the same reused thing over and over again like they do in every other game except Fallout. Just very crazy. And man, what can you say? It's good. It's gonna be a fucking awesome game. If that game is Aliens, Colonial Space Marines, that would be hilarious. If like they just bamboozled everybody. But I really don't think it's gonna happen. I think that's just gonna be a fantastic game, and Fallout fans are gonna crap their pants. Hopefully. I'll probably get into the Fallout series with this at some point. I say that, but then I played The Witcher 3 for like 6 fucking hours. So I still gotta play that and beat that game. And that's a fantastic game, by the way. If you haven't played that, go play that. But anyway, man, I've been rambling. It's probably a 20-minute video at least, maybe more. I hope this was coherent. I just got off working for 12 hours straight, so I might be a little loopy. But anyway, a lot of people wanted to know what I thought about E3. That's what I think. Check out the playlist I'm going to link down below that has all of the trailers that I thought were pretty interesting. And some gameplay as well. It's got a lot of stuff from E3. Anybody that was looking at YouTube when I was uploading all that stuff probably notices the spam. But anyway, I put all the stuff that I found interesting on my channel, so you can find it pretty easily. A lot of people seem to appreciate that. And anyway, I think that's it. I'll see you guys next time. I'm going to try to get out some more videos of me pretty soon. I know I've been slacking, but, you know, I've been working at it, literally working, you know, 12 hours a day, the days I do work. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.